All right, let's get into it. So today's video is going to be the top 5 most profitable handyman services that you can offer for your business. The first one is going to be painting. I know with my business, painting is like kind of our specialty. Um, we tend to do probably like 80% painting, maybe 70% painting. We paint houses in the summer, interior in the winter. We really just do a lot with painting. We do decks. Decks are very profitable if you want to stain decks, either acrylic or stain. They're both great. We kind of prefer the acrylic because we can spray the railings. Sitting here in my office, which is a mess. Got my wife's sewing section in the back here. Got my Graco 695 sprayer here. So we're getting into it. We're gonna try to make this channel all about the handyman business. So I'll get into kind of my backstory in later videos. So, anyways, painting. The beautiful thing about painting is it is 70 to 85% is just pure labor on an estimate, for a final charge. I mean, there's not many materials in painting. It's pretty much just like maybe some rollers, some brushes, some plastic, stuff like that. Which I find on my jobs tends to only be like 15 to 30% for materials, especially it helps out a lot if you get your paint. I get my paint from Sherwin-Williams, and I get a good discount because we do decent volume. So we get like 40 to 50% off like their paints, and we charge the customer nearly full price. We do give them a little bit of cut. For example, if you're familiar, Super Paint that runs I think like 65 retail. We get it for I believe 36. I think now it is. Everything's gone up. I think it's 36 now, and we usually sell it to the customer for 50. So you can make a nice little profit right there, and it kind of covers your time to go get the materials at Sherwin-Williams, so it's worth it. Because I live pretty rurally in upstate New York, so it's tough to kind of get to the store sometimes. But that's the beautiful thing. It's basically labor. You don't have to do big jobs. You can make a lot of profit. Go knock out a bedroom for like $600. I mean, that's materials too, but it's like 400, 450 labor. So anyways, into number 2 would be gutter cleaning. I would have to say, we I love cleaning gutters. It's just you get in, you get out. You can clean an entire house in like 2 hours, and you charge like 200, $300. People are scared to get on ladders. They're old and they can't get on ladders, or just they don't want to do it because it's dirty, smells bad. Who cares? Like, money's money. I'll take it. So anyways, like, we do a lot of gutter cleaning, and the beautiful thing with gutters is you can get them on a schedule, like every spring and fall if you want. I have a couple of those. I have a contract with a library. I clean every September, stuff like that. So it can be kind of like a reoccurring stream to your business, which is really nice to have some a little bit of guaranteed income, because nothing's guaranteed, and it's nice to count on a little something sort of. The other thing you can do is upsell to gutter guards, but on you're sacrificing the reoccurring revenue for like a one-time upfront set amount, which is good. I mean, you still make good money doing that. Number 3 is pressure washing. This one is a beautiful one. You just get some hoses and a pressure washer. You can get like a nice Samsung from like Tractor Supply for like, I think I got one for like 450 last summer, and that one works fine. We spray off houses before we paint them, stuff like that. You can do decks. I think the biggest thing, you got to be careful doing houses, like pressure washing them if they have siding, because the water can get up under the siding and it doesn't like dry out, and it can rot out long term, blah blah blah, and it's just not good for it to have the high pressure. So that's kind of more of like a soft washing. I don't know, but you can, nonetheless, doesn't matter. That's up for you to figure out. So again, you can buy for like 450, hoses like 150, and honestly, I've pressure washed a house for $800 before. It took me 4 hours. Like, people pay for it, so you make your money back pretty fast. So that's a great one to have. Number 4 on the list is just regular odd jobs with a minimum service charge. That's the key. So you're talking like changing light bulbs. You're going in. You're gonna hang some pictures. You're gonna do, I don't know. You're gonna move some furniture in the living room, like all common stuff, especially with the elderly, which is tends to be a majority customer base, I would say, for this business. At least for my business, I would say it's probably like 80%, 50 plus maybe, about that, I would dare say. So stuff like that, but you gotta have a set minimum charge, because if you charge hourly, um, a lot of the times they're gonna keep track like for you, which is good. That's good. I'm not trying to take advantage of anyone, but the thing is like you have to pay for your gas, especially right now. Gas is disgusting. Like you can't even. We're not even talking about gas. So gas you got to pay for, any your website, your insurance, you got taxes, you got all this extra crap. If you're going in charging $50 an hour and it takes you 30 minutes to change 10 light bulbs, let's say, well, what are you gonna do? Take $25 when you drove 15 miles there or something like that? Like it's not gonna work. So the minimum service charge is like 150, something like that. Every area is different. We tend to charge 150. Usually, if it's really far away, we'll charge like 200 for like a minimum service, and that is 2 hours or less. We like to charge per the job. Sometimes we charge sometimes we charge hourly depending on how much is there. Um, try to try to make it so it's profitable for us, but also we don't want to screw our customers over either. So you just kind of gotta figure that out. But and fifthly, this one is not one that you would probably be expecting, but I actually came across this, I think last weekend, 2 weekends ago, is installing storm doors. So I have installed storm doors before, but I was like, well, don't worry. Like, I didn't charge that much. I think I got like $100 to do it, which is still pretty good. Don't get me wrong. It took me like an hour. I had my brother working with me, and it was decent. And we were already there doing a ton of other stuff. I think we were painting. We were painting like 4 bedrooms now, so we were already there. But anyways, this last weekend, I this lady had 4 storm doors she wanted to put in, and honestly, I wasn't really feeling it, so I did one of those where you send a high estimate and you're like, hopefully she doesn't want it, but if I do get the job, then it's worth my time. So I sent them for $250 labor each, and she has to order the doors and get the doors. Well, sure enough, she called me back and within 2 hours said, sounds like a very fair price. And I was like, are you kidding me? But hey, people pay. Um, Sounds like a fair price, and within 2 weeks she had the doors at her house, and she called me, and I went, put them in, I hired out a old college friend, or actually he's in college, I wasn't in college, but we grew up together, so anyways, hired him out for like, I think I paid him 25 an hour, and I ended up only being able to do 3 of the 4 because the fourth one she said that she had when she got the house built. That was like 15 years ago, and it wasn't gonna work. Long story short, so we only did 3, but it was 750. We did it in first storm door. So the beautiful thing is like 2 of the storm doors were the same. Another one was different. The first time it took us like an hour and a half to get it. The second door was the same exact one. We did 30 minutes, and that was with repairing all the brick molding and some rot, and under the sill of the main door needed some replacement. Like we did all of that in those times as well. And the second door was just brick molding. It wasn't anything more than that to replace, so that wasn't too bad. But anyways, yeah, 6 hours we made 750 revenue, and meanwhile I'm partnered with my brother, my younger brother. So meanwhile he was painting a house in the town, a couple towns over. Um, so you can make quick money. Like small jobs kind of seems to be the way to go. We like the big jobs because it's like a nice thing for kind of like a long term, like monthly. You can kind of like we paint a house, for example, right? We painted a house for 12,000, and it took us like a month, just 2 of us, right? Well, he was working mostly by himself. I was there for the first week, I believe, and then I split off, did small jobs like this. So we have that coming in on top of we're getting a big chunk at the end of the month. So it just kind of helps keep your cash flow up while you're waiting for the big job to finish, which get deposits to help with that. But then also, um, like it's a beautiful thing. We'll talk more about that in the future. But anyways, that's the top 5 most profitable handyman services that I'd say we offer and specialize in. Painting again is our bread and butter, and then gutter cleaning is just always love a good gutter cleaning. You're in and out and get big money for it. You do like 5 of those in a day, book those up for one day, man. That's easy $1,000 a day, easy. Pressure washing again, that's kind of fun to do. It's satisfying. I pressure washed a deck earlier this afternoon, to be honest, and I enjoyed that. I charged them like $200 to do the deck floor, and I was out in an hour, and that includes setup, talking to the customer, everything. I was done out an hour. and then just odd jobs with a minimum charge, which is the key for that, and installing storm doors, which is not many people I've seen on that list. But like I said, just they were just Larson storm doors, and they're very easy, well worth it. So this is my first video. Planning on trying to do a ton of stuff. Like to get the office kind of organized, kind of get some backdrops, maybe help the echo, but you know how it is. So figured we'd get things rolling, get things going. We're gonna do. I'll tell my story, how I started this, because I'm only 22. Been doing this for 3 years now. So how I started, what the long-term plans are, how to make more money, how we're doing, the business side. My favorite part is the business side of this business, and the skills, like, I think anybody can learn the skills. I'm not gonna lie. There's nothing real complicated. Yes, some people are more skilled than other people, but the business side, many guys in this industry don't have a business sense. They wanna show up, they wanna do their work, and the business side of it kills them. Their books kill them. Customer relations kills them. Making phone calls. And I completely understand. It is very overwhelming. But that, I dare say, is the most important part of the business. So I want to talk about that. But yeah, so good first video. And if you watch this, let me know. But I don't suspect many will, if any. At least not for a while. So first video. We'll see you in the next one.